Hello students, how are you? I hope all are fine. Once again, I am Mr. K. Selvamani sitting in front of you. Once again, I welcome all of you to our YouTube channel. In last lesson, that is Python video lesson number 35, we studied about data files. There are two types, text file as well as binary file. Access mode, that means R, W, A, RB, WB, W plus, R plus, that is what we studied. So many access modes are there that we studied. First, we have to open the file. After that, if you want to read the file, text file, we have to use read, read line, read lines. Three types are there. Are these three functions? Either it may be a read, read line, or read lines are used to read the text or string available in one text file. That is what we studied. The problem is all the three files are used to read from the beginning of the file. That is first location of the file. What will happen if I need to read at middle or whatever we want in the text file, or randomly to read the data from the text file? We should use two more functions. We should learn two more functions. What are they? That is what we are going to study in this lesson. See, in this lesson, we are going to study about two new functions. That is, one is seek, another one is tell. Seek and tell. One is seek, another one is tell. These functions are used to access file randomly. These functions are used to access the file randomly. File means text file. Access the text file randomly. How we will see it now? First, we will see tell. It returns current position. Current position of file object in a text file. That means number of the bits, number of bytes of the file. So tell is a function. It returns current position of the file object in a text file. That is number of the bytes from the beginning of the file. Our file contains some text. For example, hello world. If I use read of 5, if you use read of 5, first 5 character will be displayed. Now, if you use tell, it returns number 6. That means, so already 5 bytes are readable. So now the file point will be available at 6th location. So tell returns number 6. Okay, so it returns current position of the file object in a text file. That is number of the bytes from the beginning of the file. The general form is syntax is syntax of tell. Simple. That is file object dot tell. That's all. Very simple. Next one is seek. So it positions positions file object a particular place in a file. File means text file. So you position file object, position or place. A position file object at a particular place in a text file. Okay. So the syntax is syntax of seek file object dot seek their offset. Offset means the number of the bytes. So this is. Now we will see. Now I will write one small program to explain seek and tell. So last week we created one text file that is data.txt. That file contains hello world. This is my first file handling program. I am using Python language. How to read these 3 lines we studied previous lesson. But my problem is I want to read world alone. That is WORLD. With the help of read function, I can read 5 alphabets. That's all. We already studied. So if I give read of 5, first I have to create one file object. After that, file object dot read of 5. If I use this function, first 5 character will be read. That is HE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello will come. But my problem is I need world. Okay, how we can do it? So here, first I must place the cursor. That is, I must place the file pointer at this location. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th location. I must place the file object at 6th location. After that, I must read 5 alphabet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So how we can place this here? Here what? We need seek function. Seek place or position the file object at a particular place in a file. Okay. Now I will write one small program. You can understand here. First I must create one file object. F is a file object. So my file name is data.txt. I like to open the file in read-only mode. Okay. Then I must place the file object at 6th location. So f.seek. Before that I can tell, first we can use tell function. Already we studied tell function returns the position of the file object. Position of the file object. Now this tell returns 0. By default, file object will be placed at the beginning of the file. Okay. Now I want to place the file object at 6th location. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6th location. F.seek. Seek of 6. Now I must read 5 alphabet because I need world 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. F.read. Read of 5. That's all. First we must close the file. Now I will save the program and then compile the program, run the program. I will close it. See it here, world. Sorry, 0, world. That means very, very beginning here we are opening the text file in read only, read mode. So very beginning, by default, file object will be available at the beginning of the file. That is zeroth location. That is zero location. That is f.tel returns 0. Good. After that, file object plays at sixth location by using seek. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth location. Okay. After the sixth location, we like to read 5 alphabet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all. Now we will use one more tell here. F.tel. Now this command returns number 6. We will check it up. See it here 0, 6 var. Okay. So now data.txt is opened in read mode, read only mode. Okay. Now tell returns. Tell is a function, returns 0 because by default the file object placed at 0th position. Seek of 6 places file object 6th location in file. Now this tell returns 6 since the file pointer is available at 6th location. Already we know very well this file object dot read of 5. It returns read of 5. Reads 5 alphabet or 5 characters. Text file. That's a very simple. Once again, we can compile and read. See this one. Now we know how to read data or text from a text file. That's good. Now, how we can create a text file, how we can write our text or data into one text file. That is what we are going to learn now. See it here. Writing a file. Okay. So writing a text file will be possible by using two ways. One is write and write lines. Writing into a file. One way is by using write. Write is a function which is used to write string into a file. One more method is there, that is write lines. Write lines. It writes sequence. That may be that is sequence data type. The sequence may be string, tuple, string, tuple, or list. Okay, these are collections of different elements into file. Into file. But all elements of sequence must be string. Okay, so to create a one text file, first we must open a file in write mode. Okay, already we know very well. W stands for write. Access mode should be W. After creating a file, we must write some string or sequence into the file with the help of write and write lines. If you want to write or if you want to store one string into your text file, write is enough. If you want to store more than one element, this element, all elements should be string. This element should be in string, tuple, or list. Okay, so if you want to store any one sequence, the sequence may be a string, tuple, list into one text file. We must use write lines, but one condition is there: all the element of the sequence must be string. Now I will write one program which clearly explains how we can create a one file and then how we can write string into created text file. F is a file object. Open here file name text1.txt. So I must be write mode. If text1.txt is not already there, it will be created. If text1.txt is already there, the existing text1.txt will be deleted. Newly text1.txt will be created. Okay. Now I must write one string with the help of write function into the file object that is called as F. Right. Here I must write word. That's all. Now I must close the file. That's very simple. Now see here, in our drive, we don't have any other text file other than data. I will save it. One. So if I run this file, it will create text1.txt. After that, hello val is a string. This string will be stored into text1.txt. We will see it now. Now we will see it here. So new file is created in the name of text1.txt. Inside the text1.txt, the string hello val is there. That is our solution. Now I'll explain this. Here file object called F is open. That means text1.txt is created in write mode. Here write function we are using. Creates text1.txt in write only mode. The already file exists, that will be deleted, newly created. Then this write writes hello world. This write string into file. That is text1.text. That's all very simple. Now the file is already exist. This text1.text will be deleted. New text1.text will be created. After that, hello val will be stored into text1.text. Now see, text1.text should contain hello val. That is our goal. Now we will see how to store or how to write one sequence. Sequence may be a string, or table or list. How we will see it now. First, as usual, we must open one text file. Now we can use text.2.txt. This is our second file that must be opened in write mode. We must create one sequence. Here I am using list. I want to store my friend's name. Already we know very well list. So here S is a list. That list contains 3 strings. Selvam, Guru, Bhaskar. All are string. Okay. Now I must write. Instead of write lines. If you want to store only one string, write is enough. If you want to store more than one element in the form of sequence, write lines we need. That's all very simple. After that, we must close. That's all very simple. Okay. Now I will save the program and then I'll run the program. Good. Now here text2 is created. The text2 should contain Selvam, Guru, Bhaskar. See it here, Selvam, Guru, Bhaskar it contains. Now I will explain the program. Already very well. This opens text2.text in write only mode. So this is a sequence or list. It contains 3 elements, all the elements in the form of string. These write lines. Writes are stores all the element of sequence S into text2.text. That's very simple. Once again we can check it out. Text2.txt that contains all the string. Now you know how to read string from one text file, how to write string into one text file. Now we will see a little bit more. Already we know very well how to copy one file and paste to another file. How to copy one file and paste it another. That's very simple. Already we know very well. Just right click and then copy, then right click and then paste. Okay, here we can give another name. That already we know very well. Those are familiar with the computer know very well how to copy and paste. This is the procedure. So instead of copying and paste, I want to write one Python program. Okay, so to read from the existing file and write into newly created new text file. That is what our aim. Okay, so we know very well how to read one text file, how to create one new text file, how to write the content into the newly created text file. Now we will see. So before that, I want to create one file that is called as story.txt. Inside the story.txt, I type some text. I love Chennai. I love Tamil Nadu. Here, I love, like this I'm having. So I am having one text file. I create one text file. That text file contains 3 lines. I love Chennai, I love Tamil Nadu, I love India. So I have to copy this story file and I have to paste it as a story one through the Python program. Right. Reading text file and writing into text file. Okay. Now first I must open story.txt in read mode. Okay. So I file is a file object which tries to open one text file that is called as story.txt in read mode. Read mode. Okay. So I like to create one more file object that likes to open story1.txt. That means in write mode. Okay. So we have to read from I file. After that, we must write into O file. I stands for in file, O stands for out file. So now L equal to I file dot read line. Already we know very well. Read lines, read entire file. Read line, reads line by line. In this case, first line of the text file, that is I love Chennai alone, will be read and stored into L. Now L contains I love Chennai. That content of the L that should be write into story one, that is O file. Here we need one iteration. That means we are having 3 lines in the story.txt. Okay. So whenever the lines read from the story.txt, that should be stored into I. After that, that loop rotates until the file reaches end of the file. Now L contains I love Chennai. O file dot write line LL. After that, L equal to I file dot read line. That's all. Now I must close I file dot. After that, file dot close. First, I will save the program and then I will run the program. After that, I will explain you once again. Here we are having only story. It shows one error. Equal read line spelling mistake is there. So now we will see here story one is created. We can confirm the story one contains I love Chennai, I love Tamil Nadu, I love India. Whatever available in story, that is copied into story one. Now I will explain the program. First we'll open story. Here I file opens story.txt in read only mode. This opens or creates story1.txt write only mode. Here reads first line and stores into L. Now L contains I love Chennai here in this line. After that, while L, we are using one while loop. This loop will be executed continuously until L contains end of the file or L contains null. Now L contains I love Chennai. It becomes true. Okay. This is O file dot write L. Writes content of L into story1 dot text. Now what contains L? Now L contains I love Chennai. I love Chennai will be stored or writes into story1 dot text. After that, once again, we are having I file dot read line. Now I file dot read line reads second line, that is I love Tamil Nadu. That will be stored into L. Now L contains I love Tamil Nadu. Again, its condition becomes true. Once again, these two statements should be executed. Now L contains I love Tamil Nadu. I love Tamil Nadu will be stored or written into story1.txt. After that, this I file dot read line reads that line, that is I love India. I love India will be stored into L. Now L contains I love India. Once again, this condition becomes true. These two statements will be executed. Now O file dot write of L. Now L contains I love India. That will be write into story1 dot text. Now L equal to I file dot read line. Here no more lines are there. No more string is there. It returns null. Null will be stored into L. It comes here. While null is false. The condition becomes false. It comes out of the loop. After that, I file close, O file close. That's all. Now, by using this program, we can copy story.text as a story1.text. Okay. So in this program, we are reading from story.text. We are writing into story1.text. Okay. That is what we are doing. Now I'll say once again, run it. You see, that's good. Now story1 must contain I love Chennai, I love Tamil Nadu, I love India. Today we studied about seek and tell. So these two functions, seek and tell, are used to access the text file randomly. Tell returns current position of the file object in a text file. That means number of the bytes starting from file. The syntax is same, file object dot tell. Seek places or position the file object at a particular place. It may be a beginning of the file, middle of the file, or whatever, wherever it may be, in a text file. The syntax is file object dot seek offset. This offset means we have to give specific number of the bytes. So writing into text file. There are two functions are used to write characters or sequence or string into one text file. One is write. It writes string into file. If you want to write one single string into a text file, write is enough. If you want to write more than one string, either we should go for list or tuple. Okay, so write line, it writes sequence data type. String also is string data type. String means character. Collections are sequence of character. That's why string also a one sequence. It writes sequence data type. The sequence may be string, tuple, list into a file. But all the elements of sequence must be string. All elements should be string. Today I stop here itself. I hope all of you understand the lesson very well. All of you enjoy the lesson. So in next lesson, we will study a little bit more. Until then, thank you students. Bye bye.